The last time we had our fake Lamborghini out on track, we blew second gear in the gearbox.
If you're new to this channel, this is a Lamborghini kit car shell mounted to a BMW E36 chassis with a 13B turbo rotary motor mounted in the front. And in the first track day out on this thing, it went pretty well, other than a blown second gear in the gearbox. But I know there's still a huge amount of potential in this car ready to be unlocked, and as you're about to see in this video, we're going to do just that.
So today, we're out for redemption, and we're about to embark on an 8-hour drive to the Adelaide Motorsport Festival. So without further ado, let's load this thing up and let's hit the road.
This thing is so wide that I actually had to modify my trailer to get it to fit. I welded on these ramps to go over the wheel arches, and I'm really pleased with the end results, although it definitely needs some paint to finish it off.
Look at that, it fits perfectly on the trailer. The height here, the Project Aero side skirts are literally looking after us, but it looks so good. And I've picked up my boy Nathan. We're on the road, he's smashing a pie. Let's go.
So we topped up with fuel and hit the road. It's an 8-hour drive from Melbourne to Adelaide, and one of my favorite things about road tripping across Australia is driving through all of the small old towns. It's literally like traveling back in time, and of course we're always trying to spot those elusive barn finds. Another tank of fuel and a service station meal that we'd live to regret later on, and we arrived at our destination.
We made it to Adelaide. We made it. Ooh. Are we there? Not quite, but my trailer mods work. The car's still on the trailer. How good is that? And just for any out-of-towners, it's spelt Adele, like the singer, and then aid, like if you have AIDS, but without the plural, you just have a single aid.
I'm a huge Formula 1 nerd, so arriving at this track, I was absolutely buzzing.
And just like that, we have arrived, and the level of cars here is bonkers. Another level. Nah, look, I feel like the Slambo's right at home amongst all these beautiful cars, Porsches, Ferraris. It's insane, and this is our spot right here. Look at this. Lamborghini Diablo. Kind of should say fake in front of it, but that's fine. We're good. But this is so exciting. So we're all set up here at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival, and we are surrounded by some insane cars. We've done the last minute checks on our car and we're ready to go. And look at what we're surrounded by, man. Look at this. Insane Dodge Viper engine, R35 GDR, twin turbo. Shout out to the Hard Tune crew. So sick. But tomorrow it's game day. This is a 3-day event. So I'll see you guys bright-eyed, bushy-tailed in the morning with a coffee, ready to go. You. So today is game day here at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival, and already the crowd is building here.
Held on a shortened version of the iconic Adelaide Formula 1 circuit, the Adelaide Motorsport Festival event brings Formula 1 cars, touring cars, hypercars and drift cars together for one insane action-packed event that has an atmosphere like no other. It's definitely the most high-level event I've ever been a part of, and I was keen to get out on track and put on a show for the huge crowd that was in attendance.
Here we go.
Heading out onto this track for the first time was such a cool experience, but immediately I could feel that something wasn't quite right with the car. As you'll see in the next clip, it just didn't feel like it had the 250 kilowatts that we made on the dyno. My lesson from the last time we were out in this car, so instead of trying to fight through it, I brought it back into the pits. We plugged the laptop in and we found something really interesting.
And while I was driving, I was watching the PowerTune digital dash, and I noticed that we're only running 7 pounds of boost.
So Bogger from BSC Performance jumped on the laptop and remapped the boost controller for more boost. He also fixed an issue we were experiencing with the throttle position sensor before we had a surprise visit from the Haltech crew. They jumped in and noticed one of our fuel pumps wasn't set up correctly in the ECU, which they quickly fixed.
So Bogger has fixed our boost issue. We were running how many PSI on track?
Like 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Not enough.
Yeah, so we were running up to 15 on the dyno, making 250 kilowatts.
Yeah.
So 6 would be under 200 kilowatts probably.
Yeah, so we've just given it all of, I just went page up.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Just all of it?
Just all of it.
Time to test the new power levels, and honestly, it made an insane difference. after that clip, I jumped back in the car to go and drive it and realized the gearbox was stuck in reverse. This is such a weird problem and something I've never experienced before, but it meant that we had to pull the gearbox out in the 40-degree heat. Luckily, there was a subscriber there to help Nathan and I out, and somehow we managed to fix the gearbox and get it back in the car.
Gearbox swap in between sessions, and we only missed one session. Not bad.
And before we knew it, it was time to head out for the last drift session of the whole event. And once again, the car felt kind of weird, like a little bit misfirey, but because it was the last session, I really wanted to put a show on for the crowd, so we pushed on through. At the end of the run, I pulled over to let my car cool down when my friend Matt pulled up and told me we were leaking E85 straight onto the hot exhaust.
Oh, fuck, really? Yeah, it's E85. E85.
Somehow we got really lucky and the car didn't catch fire, but I was super nervous at the time. Shout out to the volunteers and the track crew for towing us off. We spent the rest of the event doing my favorite thing other than driving, and that's hanging out, chatting with you guys.
What do you think of the car?
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I like how it came out, so it looks better in person. So
it does look better in person. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Another quick walk around the paddock to check out some more of the rad cars, and just like that, it was time to head home.
So we're officially home from what was an absolutely insane event. And as you just saw, we suffered a fuel leak at the end of the event. Luckily, it was the last session, so we didn't really miss any track time. But I have to admit, it was quite scary because when you smell fuel and it's E85 and you've got a hot exhaust and all that, the panic mode definitely sets in a little bit. Luckily, nothing happened. The car's nice and safe. And the fuel leak was simply from an AN line that we clearly didn't do up tight enough. Remember, a lot of this car was built at like 4 a.m. in the morning, so little things like that do tend to happen from time to time. But that's all fixed now, and the car is in one piece, which is absolutely amazing. That event though, oh my god, it was so good. Awesome to meet so many people. Everyone loved the Slambo, which is quite cool because there were so many real supercars there. And even a lot of the supercar owners came up to me and said how much they liked the Slambo, which was definitely very humbling to hear. So thank you to everyone that came and said hello. But we have some very exciting news for the Slambo. As you guys probably know from the price breakdown of this thing, building these cars is very expensive and difficult and would not be possible without our amazing sponsors. And we have a brand new naming rights sponsor for the Slambo, and that is Optima Batteries. These guys have come on board. They've supported us so much over the past couple of years. I run Optima batteries in all of my cars and it's an absolute game changer. I'm literally that person here in the shop that goes to start a car to move it around the shop and it's dead. Ever since we've had the Optima batteries in the cars, they've been absolutely flawless. But right now we get the pleasure of laying the sticker on the side of the car. I've measured this about 400 times to make sure I get this right because I don't have the boys at Sequoia Media to help me lay it down, although they did do the printing of the stickers, so shout out to Mark and the boys. But we're gonna lay this down right now. Super pumped. Ooh-wee. How good is that? If we flash back to 6 or so years ago and told Mike, who started this very channel, that he would be sponsored by amazing brands like Optima and Autobahn, Raceworks, all of that, honestly, he probably wouldn't believe you. But amazing brands like these are the reason that we can do amazing builds like these. So if you want to support this channel, make sure that you support the brands that support this channel. Optima batteries available at Autobahn. Let's go. But before we end this video, there is one last thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to this car. So the 13B Turbo Renesis rotary motor has been so good to us so far. But I feel like there is just one thing missing, and that is of course the rotary brat. Now over the past couple of nights, as you do, I've been scrolling late night on YouTube and watching a bunch of videos on bridge porting these very motors. And I'm really keen to give it a go. I don't think it would take too much effort to pull this motor out, strip it down, and Dremel in the bridge ports in this motor. Now there would be a couple of advantages to this. This opens up the exhaust ports. Obviously it sounds absolutely amazing, but there are a couple of wee things we can do while we're inside the motor, like putting in stronger apex seals, which essentially would make this engine stronger and might even allow us to push a little bit more power out of it, which would be pretty darn cool. But I'd love your feedback, so let me know in the comments below. Would you love to see us DIY Bridgeport this 13B motor? I'm pretty sure I already know the answer, but I always love to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. What a freaking trip. It was so good. And now we're already on to the next phase of this car, constantly trying to make it better. I want to chuck a roof wing on. I want to chuck a rear diffuser on this. I want to finish off the rear taillight bezels and make it look gangster. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Bye. Man, I just love this thing so much, and this car just keeps leveling up. So let's keep this momentum going. Bye. Good times. Bye. Bye.